Hello, healthcare professionals. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I greet you, whatever weather you are, whatever time of the day you are seeing this video. My name is Bridget Ezubiako, and this is Bridging Healthcare. Thank you for coming back always to my channel to learn, to grow, to improve. The purpose of this channel is to help healthcare professionals, everyone that is looking to go into the field of healthcare or that is already practicing. I make an attempt to give you clarity on what the field is all about and also support you to grow and to progress. And if there's any new thing in the field, I'll let you know. So thank you for coming back always to my channel to watch, learn, and grow. Thank you very much. So I've already introduced myself, so there is no need to go back into introduction. And if you've been following me for nearly 3 years now or more, you will know that I'm a healthcare professional that is very passionate about what she does and a very proud one as well. So today I wanted to teach us something that I've not talked about in a while. So today I want to talk about the different types of trauma and how it affects us both as healthcare professionals and our service users and our service. Now, what is trauma? Trauma is any effect that comes from an accident, an incident, or an occurrence that has affected an individual, either physically or emotionally. The effect of that incident thereafter is called trauma. I just gave you a layman explanation. So we all go through trauma in different kinds of ways, and different people experience different types of trauma. Trauma is much more prevalent than we think. So let me give an instance. I will come to the types of trauma, but let me give an instance. Someone had an accident. They were not injured. However, they were on their phone and the driver was driving the car and they were having a chat, and the driver mistakenly pressed the brakes too hard and they nearly, bumped their head on the dashboard. And of course, they were startled. They were scared. Then they stopped the car and they stepped out of the car. There's a kind of trauma that person will feel. Number one, if that driver is in the car, there will be the fear of you'll be looking at the road, maybe literally second guessing them and asking them, are you driving well? You won't even want to talk to them. You won't even want to look at your phone. It's a kind of trauma. You call it a single trauma. That's just one single event. Then you have a complex trauma. A complex trauma is a trauma that happens due to series of events. So let me give an instance, and I will go a bit extreme. So you have a child who was born into a family where the father was into alcoholism and the mother was into, drugs and all that. And they did not take care of their child. So there was neglect from when that child was young. They will leave the child and get drunk. The child went hungry for a long time. Then by the time the child turned 5, the mother died due to overdose. And the child watched her mother die. She was in front of her mother when her mother passed out. And then started living with the father. Lived with the father, and by the time the child turned 10, 11, the father starts to sodomize this child. The father starts to rape this child. This child has gone through a lot of trauma. This is called complex trauma. This child will experience different kind of different kinds of behaviors. They will live in fear. You will find out that even when the child probably goes into care or into social care, there is lack of trust. They might have hallucination. They might have personality disorder. They might think that it is them that is always the cause of the problem. They might have a self-esteem problem. They might have anxiety problem. All these are just after effect of all the series of trauma this child has gone through. Then that is called complex trauma. Then you now have what is called chronic trauma. So it's a trauma that somebody has gone through for a long time and it remains there. For instance, a child that lived with their parent and watched their mother or their father commit suicide in front of them, and taken into care, over time, that traumatic event does not leave them. Or somebody that is being continuously raped every day for maybe 10 years, by somebody who's supposed to care for them. Or somebody that is continuously, beaten, battered, both emotionally and physically every day. Someone in a bad marriage that the partner is always talking you down over time. So those kind of trauma, they are also very deadly because they affect your psychology and everything. Now, let me come to the work phase. You might be working with a client who is going through a kind of trauma, and because of the trauma that they are going through, they project it again on you. So you find them talking you down, calling you names, calling you different kind of things, and you keep doing that shift over and over again without taking a break. You as a staff will also live with that kind of trauma, because if that's why it's good to always have a break. It's always good to ask for supervision if there is problem. I'm preempting myself. I'm wrapping up though. Then, so when you know that there's trauma, and everybody experiences different kinds of trauma. You cannot say that there's no, I've never lived with any kind of trauma in my life. No. Even a simple event as I'm driving through an alleyway, somebody bashed into my car. I'm not injured. Somehow I'm scared to go into that alleyway. Or when I'm looking around. It's still an effect of trauma. Whatever makes you are second guessing. You are not as free as you used to be due to an event or a series of events is traumatic. Even working in a bad company or in a toxic environment, leaving that toxic environment, maybe you're lucky to quit that job and then go into another environment that is so subtle, soft, positive. It will be difficult for you to accept, and somehow you might not even really start seeing the goodness because you'll be thinking this thing that is happening now, they are going to, because you are still dealing with the trauma. So I've highlighted different scenarios, and it exists in our world, and you need to understand. Now, if you have an idea that somebody lives a kind of trauma, it helps you to be more patient with them, to be empathetic with them, and probably helps you to understand where they are coming from and what they are going through. And ultimately, it helps you to support them adequately. A trauma-informed practice is a practice that understands that every behavior may be traced to something, either the behavior of the service user or your own behavior, what you have just done. And it helps you to introspect, and it helps you to empathize, and it helps you to understand, and it also helps you to support individual in a manner that is both compassionate and professional. So when somebody is talking, you can tell where that word is coming from. When somebody is scared, like you have a service user that is scared to come down the stairs in a dark place. Probably they have done that before and they've had a fall. And the traumatic, that traumatic event has left a scar in their mind. It helps you when you're taking them down the stairs, even if they can mobilize, you know that this person is not mobilized because they are scared. So you are much more patient. So this is the part 1 of the trauma-informed practice video. I'm going to be ending it here because I don't want it to be too lengthy. But did you find anything about yourself in it? Drop in the comment section. Thank you for coming again and again. This is Bridget from Bridging Healthcare, and see you in the next video. Bye.